Hey, thank you for joining me today. What I'm doing today is I'm going to give you a market update of how everything looked in LA County for the month of June 2020. So you may see some of the numbers and you're going to look at your own neighborhood and you're going to say, well, this doesn't seem right. Well, this is because it is aggregate info for the entire LA County. And when we sit down together, we're going to go into more detail about your specific market. I like to just give you a big overview, of course, so you can see what's going on overall, the bigger picture. When we sit down, that's where we narrow things down. So let's get started. Let's look at the office sector first. And this is very interesting because everybody's working from home right now. But a lot of businesses, they still have their office location, although all their staff, employees are working from home, they're rotating around. So let's see how they're looking. Office, the rent is still $41.31 per square foot a year. And the annual rent growth compared year over year, it's still 2.6%. And you're still looking at a cap rate of about 5.4%, but you do have a high vacancy factor. And then your sale per square foot is $441. Now, this is an evolving situation, so I would expect a lot of this to change over time. I mean, we're looking at annual rent growth and rent per square foot. You're seeing a lot of companies going bankrupt, and as they go bankrupt, they may be cutting down some staff, they may be cutting office space. So I do expect all of this to change over time, especially with the office sector. Now, let's look at the industrial sector. We're looking at $13.51 per square foot a year, and we're still looking at annual rent growth of 3% a year and a cap rate of 4.6% with a low vacancy factor of 3.4% and a sale of $220 a square foot. The industrial sector is hot right now. And I can say I would expect more growth in the industrial sector because of what's going on right now and for the foreseeable future, actually. Now let's look at the retail sector. $33.07 a square foot a year, an annual rent growth of 0.2%, cap rate of 5.4%, and a vacancy factor of 4.9%, and a sale per square foot at $388 a square foot. Again, the same as office, I do expect this to change more over time because the data is still coming in as more companies kind of scale down. You're going to see these numbers change more. Now, let's look at multifamily. Everybody's favorite, apartments. We hear about those all the time. That's what people think of when they think of investments, initially, of course. So multifamily, we're looking at $1,942 per unit. That's the average right now. And we're looking at annual rent growth of negative 0.6. Cap rate at 4.3%. Vacancy factor at 5.6%. And $354,000 per unit on average. Same thing, I do expect this to change to the negative as well. Essentially, I expect the office, retail, and multifamily to change as more data comes in to the negative, especially just like multifamily. There's some changes that are waiting to happen, a lot of evictions that are backlogged, and a lot of jobs that are going to be lost unless the government prints more money to bail everybody out. I'm not sure if they're able to do that. I think they may attempt to do that, but we don't know. So of all the sectors, industrial is the one I do see more positive change as more data comes in over the year. That's it for my market update for the entire LA County. Keep that in mind, this is the entire LA County aggregate data. When we sit down, we'll focus more on the micro level on your specific neighborhood, market, and your specific property, of course.